Alright, so during the last session, all of you had various interactions, dealt with the Inquisition member, whom one was. Wow, they're gonna have a Sunday experience when they open the sacristy. But the other, um, was taken captive, uh, in which you learned that she is a quick thinker and stubborn as hell. Um, but in the
Yeah, but at
midst,
least we gave her an existential crisis at the end.
maybe. Um, through all of that, various conversations or projects were had. Um, Dion and Esme met with a contact of Dion's. She took a few snipes at Dion, just a couple, and maybe a slight jab at Esme at the end.
Yeah, season three
hmm
is where the show goes from cute
But
fighting things to
all things considered,
oh
Willow got a bit of information as to, and a slight invitation as to what
fair
this
enough.
whole
I think they're all watching
Sabbat
through.
cell
I think
is
it should
to
it should work.
accomplish. With that, we pick up pretty much at the end of that phone call of Willow's, simply because I'm sure that's a lot to process in a short amount of time. So, Willow, how are you going to proceed with that?
Um, so the end of the phone call was the invitation to Hawaii, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And we're around. Wait, where are the characters physically? Sorry, it's been like a minute.
Still
Uh,
at the Peachy Peacock, right?
yes. Izzy and Willow are there. Uh, Esme and Dion would be on the return from the the bar that they ended up in.
Mhm.
Um, so all total, between the two groups, you're about, I would say, 10, 15 minutes apart from each other.
Okay. Um, Willow is going to kind of stare at his phone for a minute, contemplating, and then he's gonna go find Izzy since Izzy is sort of our unofficial priest for this.
Okay.
Oh God, Izzy would be in their workshop like usual.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Are you peeling apart someone and or yourself?
Not this time. I'm looking at my new ghoul and the person that someone didn't finish off. Someone didn't finish their meal, and I kept that person. I'm trying to remember, I don't remember who it was.
Me, because I don't
Hmm,
eat. I don't kill to eat when I eat usually.
yeah. Yes,
Usually.
so I'm taking measurements, as it were.
Okay. Um hey, I
Yes.
just got off the phone with Rose.
Hmm.
Um we were invited to a large gatherings of sorts. And he's like literally kind of like pinching the bridge of his nose, like, how am I gonna say this? Um,
Okay.
we were offered Well, we were told we'd be given more information here. Perhaps be more involved in this, the greater things at play here with the Sabbat. The catch is, it's out in Hawaii. However, she has her own jet.
Hawaii, that's concerning.
I literally have no idea why Hawaii.
Well, it's fairly isolated. If they want to kill a lot of us, it's a decent place to do it since we can't just scatter as effectively. Interesting. When?
A few days, 4 days.
Within about 3 or 4 days.
Yeah, 4 days, and she wants an answer essentially tomorrow.
Well, this is. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm not inclined to think that a rose would lead me personally into something, that would put an end to me unless it was for a greater cause. But I'm kind of stumped, and I don't know how we're really gonna get a lot more out of her otherwise.
It's potentially a very great opportunity for us. It's also quite dangerous. It would be relatively easy to just get rid of all of us, but if they wanted to do that, why? I'm inclined to go. Can we bring a +1?
I believe so. It is not too many, but did she say something like that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
She basically allows a not a huge. The private jet is not a huge jet. However, it can accommodate a fair amount of people. However, for her own personal security and also her own comfort, mainly her own comfort more than anything else.
Mm-hmm.
If you had access to like a ghoul or something like that, or just some person you trust a lot,
Yeah.
one additional person doesn't threaten her, but once you start
Yeah.
adding more numbers, then it's not something she's for.
Yeah. So she would let you bring a ghoul or another one or two people. It wouldn't bring much more than that. And of course, he approves whether or not they can board or not.
Excellent. Michael, darling, Izzy will say, turning to their new ghoul. Our timetable has moved up. I will need to prepare you tonight or tomorrow.
Oh, great.
Oh, you'll enjoy this.
Yeah,
Excellent.
sure.
Have you told the others yet?
No, I didn't want to run anything by them without asking you first.
Okay. Well, I think we should wait till they return. I would love to see Dion's face when we tell him this.
Yeah, it's definitely someplace I've always wanted to go. Never thought I'd get this opportunity now, but quite interesting. I'm sure Dion will love it.
Oh,
As they do the aesthetics.
I'm very excited for this. Michael, you know how to drive a boat, yes?
Yeah, it's pretty straightforward.
Good.
depending on the
Good.
vessel.
Thank you. Thank you. That's all I needed. All right. Well, let's summon the other two.
All right. He'll text Esme. Does something. Come on over, and he'll send a peacock emoji. And a peach.
I love it so much.
Esme's. Oh God,
Peach and
Esme.
the peacock.
Oh, finally inviting us over. We'll be there.
Thumbs up
Been
react.
over.
A kissy emoji.
Gross.
There is, as you've discovered, Esme, the kind of gifted suitcase of clothing, that was delivered by Delilah, as you've kind of just gone through the checks, because some things, what fit Dion's style, others, nah. There is something incredibly self-indulgent, as you couldn't really see underneath with the little note that was left, but it just adds to the potential rivalry, maybe, or just your inherent dislike of this woman. As if you were to open the suitcase a little bit further, she has made a sticker, just fully like chibiized, with a peace sign just set right there with a little text bubble with your name in it.
Will. So is it like stuck on something, or is it like?
It's just a sticker that's like plastered in the underside of the suitcase.
So like, if I actually go through the clothes, I'll see it.
You'll see it.
Nah, yeah, okay, yeah. Oh, that cheeky bastard. I'd be more pissed if her taste wasn't at least decent. Well, at least it's something to work with for Dion's wardrobe, and I won't get thrown under the bus. Because I've been trying to get Dion to dress better, but I am, nice to Dion. She's a bully. But maybe it'll get him to actually wear different
She has
clothes.
his best interests in mind in the worst way
As
possible.
do I. For the image.
Apparently, he just needs to be bullied into it. It's fine.
Yeah, so, I mean, you know what? I didn't have to do the dirty work. I'm not the bad guy.
Good cop, bad cop on his fashion sense. That's what's happening.
So, she's perturbed that someone stepped in on her territory. Because that's like, she's the one trying to handle the image and getting Dion to dress like a fucking god. But, means to an end.
Mhm.
But I will go tell Dion that we've been invited back over, so we should probably go see what that's about. As much as I'd like it, I don't think Willow's accepting our invite.
You invite to what?
Remember how they keep inviting him to their
To the-
club activities?
Yeah, no, he's good.
But you're the one who sent a peacock and a peach.
He lives at that peachy peacock.
No, I understand, but there's also other meanings.
Do you think?
He's aware. He's aware.
Do you think one of these days, if we just pretend not to know them, it'll work?
If we just stop recognizing them.
Yes. Just a thought for later.
Work how? Do you mean?
Not having to go to that awful place?
It would be nice if they came over here more often. But they did invite us, so we should head over, I think. And more than likely it has to do with what we've been dealing with.
Okay, but it's not my fault that I'm mildly considering arson.
No, of course not. That's an entirely reasonable reaction to being at the PGP Zoo.
If they had actual exhibits, I'd reconsider, but truly.
So far, I've really only seen the one animal.
There are animals still there. Not a lot, but there are.
Are they well taken care of?
I doubt it.
Yes, that's all he does. Is he
Okay, so
fucks
this is
and he
Willow's?
takes care of his animals.
I was really worried where that sentence was going with how you started it.
Yeah, it was,
Yeah, he's not a fucking druid. No, he
Yeah.
just keeps care of his animals.
What do you? I want to know your opinions on druids now.
I love druids,
Uh-huh.
but there's ongoing jokes about druids that are
Oh,
like,
Yeah.
I've never heard one of those jokes, but like,
that's
go
good.
off.
Probably because you play with better people than I have in the past. But
Maybe don't read Game of Thrones then.
What, they gonna
Yeah,
full
that too.
Loki it?
yeah, no Loki. It's happening
we head
in
over-
PG Peacock.
We,
Yeah.
we head over to the PG Peacock because we need to move on.
Ooh.
Hey,
Cool.
baby girl.
Yeah, let's not try and summon Martin into this space.
Yeah. Yeah, Willow will be kind of like waiting for you. If you take longer than 15 minutes, he's going to text you again.
I responded the first time. What do you
Yeah.
mean text me again?
I know.
impatient ass.
Yep.
How dare you?
Right, as if he like literally has nothing to do most of the time anyways, too.
You could watch Izzy work.
Whenever we
No.
walk in, Esme will hold up their phone with the text just right there and be like, you know people shouldn't text and drive, right?
Cool. That news.
So dismissive.
He's an asshole sometimes.
He just
I love him so much.
summoned us on a whim and then.
No, I do have.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, never mind. Rose wants us to go to Hawaii. She has
Who's
a private
Rose?
jet. My sire. You know,
Mommy?
higher up. Don't,
A little bit, yes.
don't ever stop. No.
Hawaii. Hawaii? Really?
I'm sorry, did you say Hawaii?
Yes.
Why?
I
on
don't
earth
know.
would any self-respecting
No.
vampire go to Hawaii?
I don't know, but she has a private jet. What?
Feel as though this is a participation in the unjust occupation of the Kingdom of Hawaii that I don't necessarily want to continue.
No. We've been invited to go to Hawaii to attend some sort of meeting for the whole Sabbat uprising, as it were.
I reiterate my statement.
And it does specifically sound like the perfect place for a kindred trap.
It does, doesn't it? I am excited.
There's no easy way off the island. It has relatively equal hours of daylight and nighttime.
Mm-hmm.
It's a tourist trap where everyone is condensed into small pockets of civilization. God, I cannot speak tonight. That is on me. Concentrated pockets of civilization. There we go. Fuck.
There we
A
go.
little
I'll
bit of
be-
muck tongue left over.
Yes, I did not sleep well at all this week, just generally speaking, so my speech is
Oh,
horrid.
yeah, been there.
I feel you.
I'll be bringing Michael along. Worst case scenario, we'll steal or buy a fucking boat.
I mean, Rose hasn't put me in any challenging positions before, and I do know she is more involved in whatever these larger things at hand are than we are. So I think this could be a good opportunity.
And we have a guarantee of a ride back?
I'm assuming so. I mean, I
I
can
don't like
That's a
assumptions.
no.
I like assurances.
I can ask her, but I don't know why she wouldn't bring us back.
I can think of several reasons why any member of the kindred might decide not to be kind to their child.
Well,
Rose seems quite alright to me.
Have you met her?
A few times, yes.
I think you guys
And-
have too, actually.
Have we?
Once and
well,
briefly.
Yeah. So, I would like to go. I intend on going. But I think it would look better if we all
When
go.
is this?
In 4 days.
Mm. So plenty of time to get ready for a vacation halfway around the world.
Is it a direct flight or...
Well, it's a private jet, and considering that she will be on it as well, I don't imagine any concerns about unintentional exposure or anything of that nature.
It's roughly 16 to 20 hour trip.
Yeah.
We'd have to bring or stop for meals. That
If our
complicates things
host doesn't
logistically.
provide, I would be very surprised.
Right, we could bring bags. We can bring a couple ghouls. No one's gonna get too hungry on the trip there and back.
Well, what do you think, Dion?
This is definitively a terrible idea, and I'd like to talk to Rose personally before I agree to things.
She might make time for you.
If she's unwilling to make time for a god, I don't need her or her missions in my life. Simple.
Right. I'll
There it
give her a
is.
call. um, or, maybe not. I just got off the phone with her. I will see if she's available to talk. And I'll pass along Esme's number for you.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Okay.
But very well. Okay. Izzy, I hope that was somewhat satisfying for you.
Oh, very much, thank you.
Okay.
Yes, it was good, girl.
Yeah, I think Rainer's gonna. Rainer, oh my god. Too many characters, y'all. Too many characters. That's my other grumpy old man. Except he's not a slut, but
Yeah.
gotta put a visible note, because otherwise I'm gonna keep messing them up. Oh, do I need this mail? No. Okay. Um, he's gonna I guess take Neptune and gonna go for a little walk and then call Rose again.
I keep forgetting you fucking named your animal Neptune.
Yeah, he's a bit of a nerd. Yeah, he doesn't talk about it. Okay. So I don't know if we don't have to like go through that conversation, but he'll give along Dion's number or Esme's number, and he'll just tell her, yeah, we're going. But Dion would like to talk to her about concerns.
Okay. Calling or texting for that?
He's gonna call,
Okay.
and he'll text the number to be courteous.
There isn't much of a response after you tell
Yeah.
Rose this, aside from a palpable silence and
Yeah.
okay. And then she just hangs up.
Yep, sounds like that. He's assuming no one's following me, correct?
Probably not.
I wouldn't think so. Not in this instance.
He's gonna call Anthony.
Okay.
Do you remember who Anthony is?
I do not specifically.
That is the local prince's childer.
The who?
The local prince's childer that he. Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Respect.
Does he pick up, assuming the number isn't blocked?
It goes, the ringtone happens for quite a long time. He does answer, but that, like, long pause before answering definitely was him deciding whether or not he wanted to answer.
Yeah. He's gonna do double check of his surroundings real quick. I know I'm not supposed to talk to you.
No, you're not.
I just wanted to warn you. There's activity is really picking up on our side of things, so I want you to be careful. And then he'll just hang up.
Okay.
Yep.
Right. I see.
He does not want to get caught calling him either. So
That makes total sense.
yep.
Willow,
Yep.
the absolute champion of facing conflict head on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, he doesn't like. There's nothing stopping the camera roll from just like yada 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 and kicking his ass. So yeah.
There's a while, Dion, before you get an address. Just texted your phone. A number that you don't know.
Okay. And about how long? What time did I get this? Like how long after?
Well, Willow went to have a conversation. It's probably a good half hour later.
Okay.
That distance and of time between those contacts are probably I mean, obviously, you're a god, so whatever. But for those, from her perspective at least, however much you value that or not, she was probably deciding whether or not you're worth talking to or not.
Hmm.
The address is actually right along just the Miami shore.
Okay. Hmm. Esme,
Yes.
I think I'm going to go have this discussion with Rose on my own, but if you wouldn't mind being close for standby?
All right. I'll be close by. Just let me know if you need the help.
Understood.
Okay.
Yeah, he's gonna head out without a word to the two people in the zoo.
You're so
I mean,
considerate.
there are 4 other people in the zoo currently.
Hmm. Yeah, he definitely considers them people.
Wow.
Hey, 3 of those people are useful tools.
Concerned about the illegal occupation of Hawaii, and yet they're not people.
Listen.
What can I say? The man is a Malkavian.
Okay, okay.
There's so much cognitive dissonance happening
True.
at all times.
I don't think you could point out every instance of his cognitive dissonance with video evidence and he wouldn't get it.
I don't
Would he
see the
not get it,
problem.
or would he not care?
Yes.
Yes. He would simultaneously not understand why it would be considered cognitive dissonance, and he wouldn't care that it's seen as such. Because in his mind and how it works, it all does work. It just makes no sense to anyone outside of his brain.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking
Okay.
Malkavians.
Listen, he has very interesting thoughts and philosophies. And he considers the occupation of the Kingdom of Hawaii a great injustice due to the laws of hospitality, as spoken of in Hellenic mythology.
That is a weird way of putting it, but that also makes far too much sense.
Yep.
All right. So for a quick overview here, just because I want to know, Esme, you're staying close by, but distant enough. Where are you staying close by?
Where are we?
Right along the shoreline of the beach in the later evening hours.
Okay. So would you say there's probably like places, storefronts, something along like
Oh yeah.
the edge of the beach, probably somewhere there. Esme's fairly fast, so she should be able to cover ground pretty easily. Should Dion need anything,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
but kind of where she can kind of keep an eye out, but more keeping an ear out and just waiting for a signal should Dion need her.
Okay.
I'll probably kick up my heightened senses.
Alright. Meeting Rose, Dion, it's not too hard to locate her on the beach, as just right along the back street trails. you can see a woman of a shorter stature than Willow. However, just the air of like commanding presence that seems to just emanate around her. She is dressed more like someone who is dressed for just taking a night out on the town, just very relaxed casual wear. Um, still, still clearly expensive, but more relaxed,
Mm-hmm.
as she can immediately uh, sense your presence. Take a seat.
He does. Remind me, because I'm blanking real quick. Willow and thus his sire are Ventru or Lasombra? Ventru, right?
Nope.
Oh.
Uh, Rose falls under the gangrel.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
The Lasombra thing would have been close in maybe a different game that's more thinking with portals, but we're not doing that.
Sorry, one of my dogs was crying and I was trying to figure out what the fuck it was.
I suppose we could sit here in silence. That's also an option.
Why Hawaii?
For the same reason that it is unappealing. It's isolated. Less interruption.
And do you want your child there because you trust them with what task exactly is expected?
There's no task. Simply an invitation.
Observation is quite a small purpose for such a trip, so I take it that you're involved in the actual conversations taking place?
Yes, to some degree.
And who is attending besides yourself?
A few interested Sabbat packs dotted around the US.
And I assume there's been a lot of work done to assure there's no one from the Camarilla, the Anarchs, or the Second Inquisition getting intel on this.
We've
Just
minimized it as realistically possible.
which island?
Well, if you're worried about it being Oahu, it's not going to be that one. That one is much more... It's too crowded.
That's fine.
Though we will have to stop there to ferry ourselves to our destination.
Hmm.
Surely an individual of your taste won't mind Maui? Or lack thereof.
Pleasant. Let's see. Hawaii is small,
Correct.
densely populated, surrounded by water on all sides, full of volcanic activity, about equal levels of daylight versus night. It just reeks of a terrible idea to gather conspirators, as it were. One little slip of information and, well,
I don't make slips of information of that degree.
but your allies, your children,
If they make a slip up of that degree, they cease being my problem.
and is Willow your only child you've invited to this scenario? Or is this an invitation you've extended to all your surviving progeny?
You and I have only recently just met. I don't think I feel like sharing such intimate knowledge.
Hmm. Are you a native to Florida?
I've spent most of my life here.
But that's not a yes.
That's not a no either.
No. Myself, I'm technically from Chicago. Rarely visit.
Yeah, I can tell. You don't look it.
Well, considering the particularities of politics in Chicago, can you blame me?
No, definitely not. I just... You seem... ambitious enough to do something potentially detrimental to your own well-being in the long run.
Ambition is a pointless personality trait if you're not also willing to take risks.
Exactly.
Any stops in this flight?
No,
And a guaranteed trip back?
of course.
Feeding arrangements.
Already done.
Hmm.
I'm glad we got these concerns out of the way. And she stands up. Enjoy the waves. And she'll just leave.
Hmm. After
As she does leave, you do watch her bring up her hand, close it ever so slightly, and wave off a little bit. And quite a few people that were just wandering around, just making the rounds, disperse.
Mm-hmm. Not surprising.
Esme will probably go down and sit with Dion. I assume it went well, since there wasn't any screaming.
It went about as expected. No straight answers, mild guarantees. I still think this is a terrible idea, but we might as well see what it's about. If only because, well, I do love telling people I told them so.
Yeah, that'll go well.
Also, if this goes wrong, I'm pushing Willow into a volcano.
It would be a waste, but
Oh, but I've always wanted to push someone into a volcano.
I thought it was supposed to be virgins.
Yes, yes, yes. But that technically, in the olden days, just meant unmarried. These stupid
Oh.
modern connotations that all these Christians came up with. Ugh.
Well, how about we
Miss Willow
settle
is
in for the
married.
night?
Is Willow married?
I
No.
highly doubt Willow is married.
That would be really, really hilarious.
If Willow was married, we could invite the partner too.
Hmm.
But Willow doesn't seem like one for commitment.
That's very true. I think Willow trusts their sire too much.
Oh, absolutely.
It's a terrible decision.
Not everyone can eat theirs.
Well, I only have one child myself, and well, we tend to argue a lot. I should call him. See how Orlando is. Yes, yes, let's go.
All right.
Oh, I was supposed to watch my nephew this weekend. I'll need to call my sister. Mm, mm, mm.
Still astonishing you're able to watch a child.
He's adorable and he's going to be an archaeologist, and I support his dreams.
Of course.
I
Complete
love
bewilderment
that
from Esme.
description. Literally, that description from Dion. It's short, succinct, and it tells you exactly how old that person is.
Yeah.
It's really funny because their relationship, despite being like an uncle and technically so much older, he froze. Like he stopped aging at 19, so it's more of a big brother little brother situation, and it shows.
Mm-hmm.
Kid must really love Jurassic Park.
Oh, for sure.
He'll stop looking at after
Archaeology,
reading
not
the books.
not paleontology.
Kids always say archaeology when they're talking about dinosaurs, though.
Yeah.
He's a 12-year-old whose uncle is obsessed with Greek everything. He definitely means archaeology.
Okay, alright.
I choose to not believe that.
I'm also a nerd who was 8 years old and very, very insistent on telling people the difference when I wanted to be an archaeologist. And people kept trying to make me get into like paleontology. And I like dinosaurs, but I was like, no, I want to dig for relics in Egypt.
Ah, the mummy.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, that's...
God, I need to see that again.
Anyway,
Is that on our list? Rachel.
That should be on our list.
probably is somewhere. The list
One
is
and
so
two, but not
long.
three.
Agreed.
What third one?
Esme was also going to try and get... Because Esme will probably ask Dion if he's hungry.
I think I ate last time.
You did.
Because I still got 2 hunger, so I was going to grab a
you
snack
should go eat.
from one of our
I
loyal
ate.
followers.
Yeah, I ate last session.
Okay.
So I'll probably snack on one of our loyal followers.
Okay. not hard to do that. They're pretty,
Loyal?
yeah.
And they tend to hang
Willing.
around.
Yes, they do.
So Izzy's got a few things they need to do now.
Okay. Speaking of,
Yeah, Izzy's going to send out Alejandro and Esmeralda to go secure some additional firepower.
okay.
Specifically, some kind of a semi-automatic shotgun
Mm-hmm.
with options for both buckshot and slugs.
Yep.
If they can do it, some silver ammo would be nice as well. Just in case, and a couple steaks.
Okay. They are gone for over a day doing this. 24 hours plus. But as they return, the two are in a slight bickering tiff.
Excellent.
As uh, Esmeralda looks
Right.
very uncomfortable, as if like the way she holds herself is like she was stuck in a position that was just uncomfortable for hours on end.
What happened? And did you get what I needed?
The other is the one who's looks like the more annoyed than anything. But Esmeralda clarifies. No, I got everything we needed, and then some.
Mm-hmm.
I decided that Miami wasn't the best place to acquisition such firearms, so we drove across the state.
Hmm.
Here, and what this is called is overkill.
Okay.
The funds are supplied, it doesn't matter. It matters because there wasn't a place to store them, and we got stopped. Very nearly. It could have been bad.
Oh,
It
so you
wasn't bad.
killed the sellers.
No, we didn't kill the sellers. We just maybe should keep an eye out for State Patrol for a while.
Okay, I'm going to ask again. If I have to ask for a third time, I'm going to be rather angry. What happened?
We may have broken into a gun store in Louisiana.
Whose idea was that?
I don't really know. It wasn't our ideas actually. It was some teenage vagrant who had a gripe about the store owner, and I figured, hey, it's right there.
Are they lying to me?
They are not.
Okay. Okay. Well, show me what you got.
Okay, let me because I actually have to pull up a list here. 1 second.
Oh, Michael, come along. These are for you.
Okay.
Mostly.
There are 3 CZ75s. There is a looks like there is an M9 Army Special. Where is that one? There is a. Is it this one? I gotta make sure I'm clicking the correct thing. Yep, there is a H and K and P7. There is a there is a pair of CZ Scorpion EVO 3 SMGs.
I'm sorry, Scorpion. What was the next part after the word Scorpion?
EVO 3.
EVO 3. Interesting.
There is, let's see, falling under the, oopsies, that's not the right link. There is it this one? No, that is something else.
Okay.
A different thing. Whoopsies, I clicked out of that.
Shut the fuck up. I have
There is a Mossberg 590A1, which is a combat shotgun.
Okay.
And then there is a modified M320 grenade launcher.
M320 rotary grenade launcher.
Yep.
Okay. How is it modified? I have to know this.
It has an. It has
Sorry,
basically
M320. Sorry, the M320 is not the rotary. I was thinking
yeah.
something else.
It's more modified for the side by side appearance
Okay.
done, so it's not single shot. And on top of that, there looks like there is smoke canisters and a couple of concussion rounds for it. And there appears to be at least one looted military grade vest.
Mm-hmm. Alejandro, Esmeralda, you two have performed far beyond my expectations.
See? Wasn't that bad. It worked out. We still got stopped. And we're still here.
What did you do with the state troopers?
Nothing horrible. We just... as with the state of anything in this day and age, enough cash is usually decent.
Okay. Okay, well, you keep an eye out on that. All right, Michael, let's see. What are we taking with us? Start picking through it.
Not to be person to tell you what I should or should not bring, but I can only imagine that we're going to be allowed to bring so much.
Mm-hmm. Well, you have your sidearm. We'll take the Mossberg, and we'll take the MP7 if we can. That should give you enough variety.
I think that'll work.
Excellent. And that military vest, what's the armor value of that?
It's. Let me double check.
Tactical
That's.
SWAT / military armor is rated at 6. I don't know if that's what I have.
This one is a little less than that. This is probably.
That's what I would expect.
Yeah, it's a little less, but it's still a lot.
Heavier than a flak jacket?
Yes, for sure.
So probably 5 then.
Yeah, probably.
Excellent. Alejandro, you make use of these as well.
Oh, right.
Because he has wait. Holy shit, no he doesn't have firearms doth. I thought he did. Well, never mind. Willow, I need to get a hold of Willow. Alejandro, go find Willow.
Same night?
Sorry?
Are we on the same night?
No, this is the following
This would
evening.
be the following.
Let me make a rouse check. I'm hungry.
Oh yeah, I should do that too.
Yep.
I am also hungry.
Get here. Oh, okay. Sorry. Um. Will, is it early in the night?
It's early
First,
enough.
Okay. He's probably just feeding the animals.
Okay.
Before he heads out.
Excellent.
Yeah. You notice he kind of like did his hair up though, so he's probably planning on going out later.
Okay.
Mhm.
Alejandro does find Willow then. It's not too hard for him to find just because this is a typical go through the motions, but Izzy wanted to talk to you about something.
Something. Okay.
I was just told to get you, so
Okay. He'll go, and Neptune's with him, of course.
Excellent.
such a weird animal.
I love that.
I love it so much. Izzy is absolutely delighted when you show up.
That's concerning. Will does not look happy about that.
I know. Merry Christmas. Gesture to the truck full of guns.
Oh, good. Guns. Okay, that's fine. Very cool.
So if you want to bring any of them, you are, of course, more than welcome.
Sure, let me, poke around. He already has a few stuff, but, he'll grab a rifle. There's one available.
There is in fact one available. The Scorpion EVO3s.
Okay.
Which
Or
is
one of them.
which is it's considered itself a submachine gun, but it functions a lot like an assault rifle.
It doesn't look like a fucking submachine gun.
No, do you know how many rounds this thing has that can hold? Like the magazine
let's
that
see.
that specifically Esmeralda and Alejandro got, which was the
Let's see. Did they get the 50-round drum or the 100-round Beta C mag?
drum.
Nice.
So
Yeah, Will kind of pokes at them with more familiarity than you would expect, and he would probably just grab that
Oh,
one.
that's good because Izzy knows next to nothing about guns. That's what that's what Michael's for.
Yeah, I mean, it's not something he talks about or does a whole lot, but like, he's confident.
See, Yeah, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice looking.
Yeah, aside from that, he always has a pistol on him, at least. So
I'm not finding where to put the armor in on the Ghoul sheet because there's not a spot for it. Excellent. I'll just put a note here.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
There any plans of preparation before?
Also, yes, actually, while they were gone, I took the guest that Dion didn't kill, and I did whatever I needed to do to add their body mass to Michael.
Okay.
So I don't know how. I don't know if you want me to roll for those or how many physical dots he gets for that.
I mean, it's not a huge amount considering, but I would say, mm, probably another dot at the very least. I'm not gonna make you roll for it just because this is something that you just innately kind of do to some degree, unless it was
Is
something
what
that
I
was like
do.
very, very challenging. But this seems more of a simplistic maneuver, so I don't think it's.
Well, the difficult part is deciding what to do with it. But once he's got the body mass, I can do that later.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit, that's still hot. All right, Michael looks a little beefier than he did.
Okay.
That. Oh, right. Izzy's good.
yeah, Willow's fine. He's not probably taking this more casually than he should. So
That's healthy.
yep, he'll go off on his date or start getting ready to.
Okay. Alright. With all that, is there anything uh that you wish to do before making your way to the private airstrip?
Do you share any of your new toys with your best friends, Esme and Dion?
As soon as I'm not choking on hot chocolate foam, yeah. Yes, I will. Alejandro will be driving us. Well, at least me and Michael and the guns.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, we have some spare weapons. We've got a few handguns. That's not the right sheet. We have a few handguns available. One more of the firearms that Willow is holding, and one of these grenade launchers.
Okay.
Ooh, a grenade launcher sounds fun.
Apparently, we have both smoke and concussion rounds.
I don't know if Rose will be happy or mortified to see this. Maybe not mortified, disappointed.
Well,
I mean, it's a smart move.
especially when it's a group of kindred about to be trapped on an island 16 hours away from mainland.
I'm coming prepared.
Of course, she will likely get final say on what goes on her airplane.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
So,
Okay.
it could all be a moot point. But, thank you for sharing.
I will need whatever you take back once we return.
Of course.
At least for a short time.
I think I'm alright sticking with my own handgun.
Did I get any silver rounds? If they knocked over a gun store, probably not.
No, no.
Okay.
And also silver rounds are annoyingly hard to find, and
Yeah,
people
I figured.
who ask for silver rounds draw attention. And they would tell you that they thought about it over there, but they didn't want to draw unnecessary attention if it could be helped.
Oh, that's fine, as long as I have both buckshot and slugs for the Mossberg. Well, as long as Michael's got both of them. Blow a big ol' hole in someone.
I feel like we should at least try to get the grenade launcher on board, if we can.
You want to bring it? I think Michael's a little armed already.
Mm.
And I have no proficiency with these tools.
I think I could handle it. Because
Okay.
I do have 2 dots in
Well, I was
firearms,
just like-
so...
You,
Say again, what?
as May saying, I think I can handle a grenade launcher.
I've got 2 dots in firearms, and you guys don't know where she's been.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Michael's got 3.
She's like in her 80s. She's...
Yeah.
Alright.
And once Blake is back, I will see if he wants any of them as well.
Yes.
That totally seems like something.
I doubt, but we'll see. I'm willing to share my toys.
Hmm.
Am I the only one bringing a +1 then?
Yes, I don't think we have anyone we'd want to impose on the trip. No one we could trust, at least.
Yeah, I don't have any ghouls or anything.
Are you bringing Neptune?
No.
That's probably for the best.
Yeah, he wouldn't risk it. Well,
Alejandro and Esmeralda can take care of him. I mean, they did run a zoo.
Yeah, I should bring him because, like, my limited abilities are related to him
Mm-hmm.
from a strategic standpoint.
Bring him. Bring him.
Bring
Bring him.
him.
Bring the Bearcat.
Bring him.
Bring him.
Yeah, he'll bring that. He'll bring the Bearcat and give him like a
Yes.
doggy Xanax or something before the plane ride.
Before the 16-hour plane ride?
Yeah,
Just one?
a couple, but one at a time.
No, I
Izzy is very happy you're bringing Neptune.
knock Neptune the fuck out.
Willow's very concerned for Neptune, but
Fair. You know Izzy would attempt to protect him if need be. Izzy absolutely
like-
adores Neptune.
a doggy disguise kit.
A doggy disguise. Just have a crate. Just
No, you wouldn't go for that.
put like one of those hooded
no
sweaters.
flesh crafting Neptune.
I just cosmetics. That's all I was gonna say. Just cosmetically.
Fully traumatize this animal. Completely. Give him an identity crisis while you're at it.
I mean, the animal's probably a ghoul.
Yeah. Actually, that's a good point. I guess he does have a ghoul then.
Haha.
It's an animal.
Ghoul
though.
animals?
Yep.
They're called
Horrifying.
famulous, but yeah. They follow the same rules as human ghouls.
I mean, yeah. It makes sense.
And the Bearcat has a prehensile tail.
Mm.
And his feet can twist all the way around, so his feet can face backwards when he's climbing down trees, so he doesn't slip.
Even better than a human ghoul.
Yeah.
Neptune can't shoot a grenade launcher, but
Fuck,
Yeah,
I'm
well.
not sorry.
well, he could. Welcome back.
Dog
grenade
wrangling,
launcher.
dog wrangling makes me want to kill myself, Loki.
That's fair.
Yeah, I feel ya.
Izzy is offering up firearms if anyone wishes to grab any.
I'm-
Okay, I was gonna. Yeah, we got a few pistols and a grenade launcher available. Well, and another SMG.
I should
I
probably
think,
do my
yeah.
rouse check since I wasn't here to do that. Oops.
Yeah.
I did gain my hunger back, so I'm back at 2 hunger already.
Hey,
I'm at 1.
No hungry. No
No
hungry.
hunger.
Yeah, got a
Oh,
full
just because
on.
you're a god.
No hungry.
No hungry meaning you're still at 1 or you're at 0.
I'm at 1 still.
Okay. Um. Uh. Esme has called, I guess, dibs on one of the grenade launchers.
There is a single grenade launcher, and you are free to bring it.
Yeah, so I'm gonna try to see if we can get it on the ship, the fucking, airplane.
Plane.
There we go.
Jet.
That's the vehicle.
Too much D&D.
The dirigible.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we got to make sure to watch the first 2 mummies. Like, we absolutely have to do. Oh my god.
Okay, but like, what if we actually took
Oh
a
my
dirigible
god.
to Hawaii?
Oh my god, that character's name was Izzy too.
Good name.
So many Izzy's.
Right?
Anyways.
Sorry, yeah.
Did you have anything you wanted to add about us and our preparations before we fly to Hawaii?
I'm getting a map of a museum for a job I have after I get back.
Oh god, yeah.
Oh, have you told us? You haven't told us about that yet.
No, it's none of your business.
I did an evening. I did a couple evenings scouting out the museum before they closed. Got maps, and that's my prep. Also did some vague research onto St. Martha's. So you know what? I'm focusing on me. I'm along for this ride, and I hate it.
Self-care.
Yes.
Hi, Izzy. Speaking of,
So Esme will make sure they're all prepped for the actual trip.
So Dion's plan is self-care to everyone else's detriment.
Yeah.
He absolutely does not want to do this, and honestly, if I went full in character, he'd just flat out refuse. But I don't want to do that to the story. So,
That's kind of
we have a game
important
to
that we
play.
go.
yeah.
They had like a vision.
Yeah, you have visions.
Hawaii.
Have a vision.
No, you see, it's fine. This is what RPGs do. We can just force Joey to rewrite the next few sessions, and we'll just
Where
keep
it's just
playing.
you two in Hawaii and we're home in Miami doing a fucking museum heist.
Honestly, what a split.
Oh no, I was just saying, just completely rewrite it because none of us go, and we instead just start taking over Miami.
I don't think any of us want to go.
Izzy wants to go.
Look
Izzy
at it.
recognizes it's probably not a good idea.
Okay, that's what I mean.
Izzy's
We all
very
recognize
excited.
that this is the
Oh, yeah.
perfect
Terrible
place to get
decision.
killed.
Hot and rich tourists there, and
Right.
Rose is inviting him.
Oh,
Yeah, he's
God.
gonna go.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, Vampire Mommy's taking us along.
Bunch of sugar mommies there and daddy. It's like they all got money if you live in Hawaii, and Willow's broke as shit. How do you think he affords anything?
He
I
lives
hope
in a
you-
zoo.
I hope
mean-
you realize that this is just gonna be a lot of Dion in the background on business calls with different contacts back in Florida and elsewhere, just not giving a shit about this meeting.
Yeah. And Willow always knows if they need something, they can ask Izzy.
Will they? Who's to say?
I don't know. That's a.
I mean, probably he knows he's on Izzy's good side. Probably one of the few people. So
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
So, I think that's all the prep then.
Right then.
Esme takes care of like the packing and like the preparation shit while Dion's busy.
Yeah, there is a
Choose all the
little-
outfits.
There is a brief conversation that Dion probably had with his sister, which probably didn't go as smoothly as maybe he had hoped.
I mean, he's also very clearly pissed over this situation, so she can take that how she will.
Oh no, she's
Awesome.
it's not really her being mad at you, it's her being mad at the situation, that one of those type of situations, because it was like this was planned. This happens, every so, you know, this is
Mm-hmm.
planned. This happens, every weekend. We have this all system all set, and we have a
Mm-hmm.
system for, if something's going to come up in the future, we can deal with that. Short term, though, just surprise. She does not like that.
Yeah.
There.
I will also say, as part of his prep work, just as an aside thing, he's looking into backup trips and tickets back, like day of arrival, if the vibe is just
Wrong.
immediately sets him
Oh,
off.
yeah, Izzy's just planning on stealing a boat or buying one if they have to get the fuck out quickly.
We have money.
Yeah, Izzy's got money.
Esme's got money.
We have Dominate. It's fine.
Mm.
Yep.
I will say Dion has allotted one Hawaiian shirt that he can bring.
He is gonna take that rule and look at it and just be like,
I'm packing your shit because you're busy.
no, he's taking that rule. He's listening to that. He's seeing that, and he's just like, I don't even want that. Give me business casual all the way. I don't care anymore.
Okay, Izzy, gotta put you down.
Finally.
He's like, if this is a fucking business conference, it's a fucking business conference, and he's gonna at least look the part while pissed.
Okay. I make sure he looks his damn best.
Okay. Some of the stuff in which Dion owns doesn't make that possible. It is
No, we got more clothes from the other person too.
Yep.
Okay, I am doing my goddamn best.
There is, I mean, it's a combination between stuff that you have attempted in the past and this, like what Delilah has bestowed.
I was out of my seat for 4 seconds.
Yeah, it's her seat now. But between that, you were able to create a very, very upper crust business casual appearance.
At least one of these blazers better be at least a dark purple. That allow him that one eccentricity.
Oh, she's all for color. Like there's color,
It's
especially
more
like
style.
dark purples,
Mhm.
reds, like
It's not
We're
the
not-
color that's the problem.
Fair.
no.
Okay.
It's the cut, it's
Fair.
the print, it's the sizing. Like, come on, accentuate your body, don't
Oh.
hide it.
Oh,
There
Izzy has a
is
great idea.
a
Okay.
dark kind of purplish blazer that is available. It does have like a right along the collar areas. There is kind of like almost a silver into gold like floral inlay pattern.
Mm.
And looking at the brand of it, Esme, this is a blazer that is in the high triple digits of price range.
At least she's not cheap.
True.
No, that comes in other aspects of her personality.
Hey.
Wow.
But yeah, so we should be all set.
What a weird day. Anyways, getting to the runway. Being at night, it is hard to see the exact coloration of this jet, but you can tell it is a very dark kind of black and rose gold color to it. With the underside being that very distinctive, bright, silvery white. The jet is just so you guys have a visual, and what the interior can potentially look like. It is a Challenger 604 jet. It's a business jet.
Lord. Okay.
Ooh.
Come on. Shift over, kitty. There you go. Hang on. I got it. Ow. God damn it. Okay, that's fine. Sure. And her tail's messing up my dice now.
but as it stands, Rose is right at the door and the
Ah.
stairway and just patiently waiting, texting or doing something on a phone.
I guess Willow will walk up first. How are things? And he'll just start loading in luggage.
Well, we're about to find out. Your company is skeptical.
I prefer the term prepared. Good evening, Rose.
Skeptical.
Yeah. It's what I have to work with.
Oh,
I
I
brought
see.
Neptune. I hope that's okay.
That's fine. I don't mind Neptune at all.
Wow, hear that, buddy?
Every time
Of
that
course
name
she
comes,
doesn't mind Neptune. Neptune's adorable.
every time the
But it's also
name comes up, Dion's eye just twitches in the background. Just like,
Good.
And everyone always treats Neptune way better than they treat Dion.
Yeah.
oh,
It's like-
he's aware.
Because Neptune's an innocent animal.
Mm-hmm.
Is it easy?
Fucking awkward.
Well,
Yeah.
shall we board?
Weird. Yes.
Absolutely. Angus has a question because he forgot. How long are we expected to be gone for?
She didn't tell you.
Oh, okay.
And she's not going to answer.
Nope.
In that case, I will ask. About how long should we be gone for? I need to make sure my ghouls take care of the place.
Oh, it shouldn't be more than a few days.
Ah, excellent. Alejandro, we'll be gone a few days. Take the next week off or so.
Right.
Oh, and be sure to clean up that mess I left in the workshop. Thank you.
There it is.
Dion's just waiting to get on, but he's just typing away at his phone.
Yeah. Is he and the slightly beefier Michael will load up with all their shit,
Mm-hmm.
body armor and all.
Yeah, Willow's just getting in. He's putting all the heavier stuff away and then making sure Neptune is good towards the back.
Mhm.
Probably got a really large dog crate for him.
As is expected with a business jet, that is, it's not a small business jet by any means, but it's not a typical jet. It is less spacious. However, it is significantly more comfortable than most mainstream airlines. Yes. But the interior, the leather seating is that deep kind of chestnut brown. The tabling is that polished kind of black table appearance to it with the sort of like cherry wood border. And Rose simply just goes to take a seat somewhere, opens a small laptop of some degree, and this is slightly modified as there is a couple of like a small cabin quarters for just sleeping. Rooms are there if you need them. Otherwise, you're welcome just to sit and enjoy the ride.
Thank you.
Izzy will help Michael put their stuff up in a random room. Just give it a quick once over, make sure it's light proof.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure it is, but trust but verify.
Mhm.
Right, and then I will sit somewhere near Rose, where I'm just kind of like facing the majority of the
Mhm.
lounge cabin.
Okay.
Just sinks into the nice furniture.
It is, as you would expect, very very expensive leathers, and it also the comfort would support that theory. Rose, who is, as you have discovered in your short interactions with all of you, she has the penchant for being absolutely extra as shit for no reason. As her style of attire is a more business formal, a la upper 1% type of like eccentricity.
Mm.
Yeah, I think Willow will just sit wherever,
It's been a while.
probably closer to Neptune, and then listen to his MP3 player.
You've never had a seat
Okay.
grow a full
Yep.
face.
God,
Yes,
an
it's an old
MP3 player
school
in the year
MP3 player.
this year.
It has some like really faded stickers on it from like clearly when he was a human. Yeah.
Nice.
Fair.
God, that's so that's
I
so
l-
terrible that saying MP3 player makes me as a person feel old. I don't
Yeah.
like how that makes
Yeah.
me
it
feel.
felt weird.
I just turned 29 a few days ago. So
Oh, happy birthday! I turn
Yeah.
30 next month.
I
oh,
think
happy birthday.
Yeah.
was an iPod Shuffle an MP3 player?
Yes, yes, it
Okay,
was.
What?
that's the only one I've ever had.
My brother had one for a little bit because he was obsessed with iPods when they were,
Yeah, I did too.
A
MP3
thing.
players and not phones.
I kept
I
watching.
had an iPhone. I had an iPod Nano. My parents never let me get anything before then.
Hmm.
But dude, those things kept on trucking forever, unlike the
Oh
newer
yeah.
versions, which just die right away.
That
Oh
Um,
yeah.
that would shock me if because of static.
Mmm.
I think I got my
Oh,
first
come on,
phone at
Cat.
12, and I just listened to Pandora radio on it. So
I got one at
oh god, that is
14 because it was high school and my parents wanted to be able to keep in touch with me.
I didn't get. Well, I got a little flip phone Nokia, the really
Mm.
old ones, but I couldn't use it because I couldn't afford to pay my parents for it. So it wasn't until I had enough
okay,
money
no.
to pay for my own plan that.
I did my first phone was like the free phone you get, and it was like the one with the keyboard, and it was pink.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next one I got was a fucking
Anyway,
smartphone.
yeah.
My first one was a Motorola Razor when I was like
Oh
16.
my god, I
Yeah.
remember
Oh
those.
my god. Okay, we're done making ourselves feel old.
Yeah.
Let's go back to these vampires who are all much older than us and we'll feel better about ourselves.
No, we
Yeah.
won't, but we will try. Um,
Oh, I certainly will. I
Let me
can't
go
speak
back
for
to
you
being a
guys.
hot vampire.
Right?
Mood.
but yeah, going through and just for Willow, just listening to that. Willow's in the midst of doing all of her work is very pointedly one. She has no reason to be hyper observant of Willow. She can just leave Willow be, and Neptune is kind of free to roam around because the cockpit's closed off, so it's not like he can cause a problem there. But between Izzy, Esme, and Dion, every so often she'll just be in the middle of her work, but keeping an eye on, and I guess Michael too, but keeping an eye on the four of you, just maybe taking mental notes.
Every time I see her, I just go,
This is probably the most anyone has ever seen Dion in full just like business mode. He's spending the entire time texting, emailing, researching things. He does a lot of things when he leaves town because he generally, when he's in town, he's able to do a lot of things face to face. So,
Mhm.
and we haven't seen that yet, but he does a lot of networking. That's kind of his whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
So he has to switch to the digital format.
There is like the first time that Rose is like going over each of it, she kind of goes, "Yep, Willow's listening to music. There's the ghoul. There's the Zamisi. There's Esme. There's Dion." Because her limited experience has been horrific fashion sense.
Ha!
And now he's in business casual, being a little businessman.
A little businessman.
Got
His
his
little
business clothes
blazer and
on.
text. Honestly, he should have. Honestly, he has a modern, like, just a modern iPhone, definitely. But I feel like he also just has a BlackBerry on the side, just full business contact only.
Oh,
Wow, all
Yeah,
these
you
dated
Thank you, girl.
references.
I
right?
think Blackberries are still a thing, aren't they?
No,
No.
no,
Are they not?
no. I don't think that
No.
company exists anymore.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I'm gonna double check 'cause I'm curious, but
I do. They definitely still exist.
You say with diminishing confidence.
They. Yeah, they do exist.
oh,
They still exist.
2021 BlackBerry is back. New
Yeah.
5G phone with a QWERTY keyboard. Arriving
Yeah,
in 2021.
they full on exist, and they've. Ooh, that's a nice looking phone, actually.
Do
Okay.
you have the new BlackBerry?
Yes, 100%. He has the new January introduced 2022 fucking BlackBerry.
Okay.
Cool.
As
Oh, that's a
the
nice one.
yeah,
Yeah.
as the
But he has an iPhone too,
lengthy
so he's switching between the two phones depending on what he needs.
gross. As the lengthy trip continues, uh, every now and again now, Rose will get up and just do a quick movement, like pace up and down. Um, and for a little bit, probably for the first half hour that this happens, it does put all of you on a slight bit of edge because it reads as like a nervousness or apprehension of some degree.
Mhm.
Willow, you haven't even really witnessed this either.
Hmm.
But then it keeps happening, and the only thing you can assume is this is just a personality quirk, probably from when she was still alive, that she just never shook, and it's just something that she probably isn't even conscious that she's doing. And for you, well, it's kind of listening to the music. You can't really whatever's playing on at the time, and you're just watching this, and it's just back, back, forth, pause, hour or two of nothing, back, forth, pause. It's more strange because you're starting to realize just a little bit for you at least, Willow. You don't have heavy interactions with Rose, and the contact that you keep is distant for the most part. Uh, you have a pretty good sense that your sire may have a mild form of just anxiety.
As many people with control issues have. Yeah.
But Eventually,
Yeah,
she does go to the back of the jet and fish something out of like the back cabinet pantry area, and it's just a fairly large decanter. That looks like it's filled with blood, but
Yeah, I think at one point Willow's probably a couple points. Maybe he's going to take a couple calls from his herd.
okay.
We'll call them. Um,
Polite word for it.
yep. Uh, surprisingly modest, surprisingly charming. He does seem. You can tell that he can be very pleasant when he wants to be, and clearly he doesn't try around you all very much. And then he fusses over Neptune a lot. Other than that, he's chill. He doesn't really try to talk to Rose because he knows he'll just annoy her. So, yeah.
Okay.
I think most of the trip, Izzy is just observing, just taking note of what everyone's doing, how they pass the time, particularly Rose going back and forth. In between that all, probably just playing around with the bone structure and musculature of Michael, just in small portions to not leak anything.
That will stop like any pacing that Rose is doing if that happens in any of those instances where
He's just fiddling, or is he
Yeah.
just fiddling?
Izzy's just like Izzy just takes like an arm and just like opens up the back of the hand and starts just like almost like studying the anatomy and shifting some bones and muscles and tendons around, just kind of
this is
kinda playing.
yeah, this is probably one of the few times where Rose will just give you a look, Willow, like, what the fuck?
Willow echoes that look. Yeah.
No, I think even Dion's a little like, really? In front of company?
Yeah, if not a quiet, do you understand now? Look.
Yeah,
Gives-
Dion
does-
noticed.
Gives
Dion
Michael
noticed.
some bone claws for a few minutes before changing their mind and fixing it.
This is
Never-
Dion
probably
just.
Do you give him a facelift? Do you chisel the cheeks?
I think after a
yeah,
few minutes
probably.
of this, Dion just blatantly gets up and moves to a further seat,
Facing away from Izzy.
facing away from this. He's just like, nope.
Esme looks kind of intrigued. And then we'll follow Dion.
the look that Rose gives you, that kind of what the fuck am I looking at, and you kind of echoing that response. The face that she gives is probably one you haven't seen from her. If you have, it's very rare. It's almost a it's not quite that, but it's very much very nearly like just peeking through the cracks of a harsh exterior is kind of like a motherly like empathy for whatever shit you have to deal with. But she does go and get a couple decanters that are filled with blood.
Izzy takes note of all of these reactions and is very pleased.
Yep.
It's like again, no spillage. It's like cutting open their skin with an obsidian blade.
Yeah,
It just
still,
separates.
but the faces will not happen.
No, but I mean, I'm being courteous at least. Kind. I'm not being messy. I'm not being messy.
Yeah.
Dion just.
Disturbing, not messy.
There we go.
Dion's just now making calls just so he can distract himself with just aggressive vocal negotiations instead of dealing with that.
Ismail probably discuss things with Dion that he wants done, but kind of let him handle his situation, because Esme's still not thrilled about the whole museum thing, to be honest.
Oh, very fair.
But we'll help when asked.
Oh god, dogs. No. 1 second.
Neptune, no. Anyways,
If
While he's
anything,
busy-
Neptune is a roaming kitty cat.
Right. While he's busy. What do you all think? Higher cheekbones? Lower jaw? Nose?
Higher
Actively drawing
cheekbones.
attention to the flesh crafting?
Maybe sharpen the jaw.
please do that in your own time, not here.
I mean, all we have is time.
I'm not making a mess. Really quick, just double check, make sure they're not actually making a mess.
This may astound you, and
I'm back.
I'm going to tell you a very light fact about myself. I can't physically throw up, but you know, you are presenting perhaps a challenge.
Oh my god.
A statistical wonder.
Very well. Quickly fix up the face, just kind of haphazardly fix it up real quick.
You will probably have plenty of free time to occupy yourself when we land. That being said, on a more urgent topic, I would prefer none of you cause problems aboard this flight. So, and she brings up just the decanters of blood. I don't know if blood types are a personal preference, but we have several.
Well, thank you. I don't have to like spend willpower to consume this, right?
No.
Okay. Yeah, he'll take one.
Hold on. I
Yep.
have to look at something real quick.
I think Izzy will sample a few vintages and figure out which one they like the best.
Okay. I think the most appealing flavor for you and generally most people would probably be Oneg.
Fair.
It's a universal flavor.
Right? Yeah, just gently sip. I can't remove hunger with it, so just
He doesn't
sip on it.
necessarily like revealing this information to Rose, but I'm pretty sure this counts as bagged blood for the sake of blood potency feeding penalties.
Yes, it does.
So he's gonna have to admit he'll need twice what the other people are having. And he doesn't like admitting that fact.
Really? How interesting.
Izzy will remember that.
Yeah.
Alright. I will go get another from the extra store.
To angry calls in Greek. Mostly some back and forths
Mm-hmm.
with different contacts.
We established Esme knows Greek, right? Or at the very least is working on
A
it
little
with
bit,
Duolingo.
yes.
The only
probably-
thing that can rival a kindred's immortality is the fucking owl's penchant for being aggressive.
Duolingo hell.
So you do actually probably catch some mild context. You would definitely recognize like place names that are, English and American.
Just suddenly, like, speaking this, like, downtown.
You hear things like
Just random
Orlando,
names.
Chicago, something about the state of Maine and an Eloise. There's
Cool.
just a lot of aggressive Greek. And then one notable conversation in French that he's calmer about, but he's more angry during.
Okay, that sounds like a Sea of Serenity session that happened. As all of you kind of go through this flight, nothing dramatic happens throughout this flight as you're able to take your rest through the flight because it's a long flight. But getting to the Honolulu airport in one of the smaller private airstrips, you may depart.
Make a rouse check for waking up.
Yes.
I get hungrier, and if I have time, I will quench that hunger with the provided beverage.
Same.
I don't get hungrier. Thank goodness.
We'll get there. Yeah, Rose is able to at least provide enough to slake at least one hunger.
Fine.
That will
And
take out the entirety of her, like, store from this flight, but you anticipated that.
and is Michael being fed?
Yes.
Okay, good.
What time is it when they land?
It's actually fairly early. It's about like 9 p.m.
Okay.
Very good timing.
Willow will wait for Rose. After like grabbing all the bags. And he'll just kind of come up to her. So, when and where will we be meeting you?
Well, for the time being, I think perhaps unity and transparency are better in this instance, as certain individuals have a clear vocal dislike and disdain about this whole situation. So that being said, I won't be splitting off and leaving you to your own devices immediately. Rather, I will provide a charter service to get you to the island of Maui, and from there, we'll unite with several other Sabbat cells.
All right.
Dion is really not liking how blatantly she keeps saying Sabbat.
Mm-hmm.
It tickles a suspicion in his brain, and he doesn't like it. So his expression every time she does is just calculated annoyance.
Is there a way to just like take in like our surroundings and see like who's here, who's looking at us, who's pretending they're not looking at us?
Yeah, I think this is going to be This is going to either be and this can be either or. I think this is wits survival or wits streetwise.
It's survival or wits streetwise?
I'll do wits streetwise.
I don't have
Question.
either.
Can I make
So
can I either make separate rolls or can my ghoul aid me in this? Because that is kind of his entire job as a
Your
bodyguard.
ghoul can aid you in this, yes.
Okay, now how does aiding work in this game? I think if I have a higher stat and he has higher skill or vice versa,
Yeah,
right? I
yep.
just add them together.
Yep,
Okay.
correct.
2 successes.
Could I argue for some sort of awareness check?
Um,
Oh, I would love that personally.
Yeah, that would be great.
Like wits awareness would be amazing.
yeah, we could do wits awareness too.
Oh,
Hell
thank
yeah.
God, Michael's taking Michael's
Can
taking
I do
this.
that instead?
Yeah, yeah. Go for it.
It's like, my survival and my streetwise are not great, but my awareness is okay.
Michael got a crit for 5.
Okay.
So I did have 2 for Streetwise, but
I got
yay! I got a crit
2 successes.
so 6 successes
Nice.
Jesus. Okay.
for my awareness.
2 for Willow, and then 4 for Neptune.
Good boy.
Yay!
There are so many questions I have about that animal.
He's on a little
Right,
doggy
right.
harness right now.
I love it.
I can only imagine the questions that gets from any humans around.
Oh,
Does he have like one of those like
Neptune
hooded
Oh.
like sorry,
out. Hooded what?
like a hooded sweater, like a hooded dog sweater. Try and hide him a bit.
I do just want to point out Izzy is much more dressed up than they usually are, and not just like in fashion, but they very much look like they very much look like the part of a pack priest. Much more, like vaguely Catholic looking attire.
Oh dear.
Yeah, Izzy's excited.
No, Willow's in cargo pants and a crop top.
The most underdressed.
Yeah.
I support him.
It's like obviously following the sugar mommy.
Mhm.
Amazing.
Yeah. With his weird ass dog with him.
Okay, with all those checks, there are a few people that are notably watching. It could be a number of reasons, and it's mostly people just that work on the tarmac and such, but there are a couple that look like they are watching but pretending to not. They don't seem to be, from your gauge of them, and given that Rose is right here, your assessment of their threat, which may have been a little higher, is dialed down quite a bit.
Hmm. Do they?
Go ahead.
Sorry, I was just gonna see. Do they seem just like they might be with Rose and they're keeping an eye out, or?
They seem like they're watching Rose too. Maybe not. Maybe not part of Rose's group. Could be part of a separate group, but not
Yeah.
Rose.
Izzy and Michael will very pointedly stare at them.
Hi.
No.
Izzy is not subtle.
Rather than, if we take note of them, rather than focusing on them, Dion's just making sure he has a clear viewpoint of all exits and routes out.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
He is going to be feeling on edge the entire time we're in this fucking place.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. I am keeping up heightened senses as well.
Okay. With that, Rose does note Dion's hesitance to this whole situation. If it makes you feel better, the SUV has bulletproof glass.
Fun.
We'll work with it, I suppose.
The real trouble will come when we have to cross a few miles of water. I'm sure you'll be fine.
None of us have that weakness, right? We're good, right?
No.
I think we're fine. I think we're good.
You would be
Uh,
a fool
it's good.
doing that with,
If
in Miami.
if you have that weakness, you can be carried through with a vehicle. You just can't like actively do it yourself. I believe.
Amazing.
Yeah. But yeah, fucking awesome. Also, notably, Izzy does have their copy of the Book of Nod under their robes in a holster because they can't sleep away from that.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Willow halfway will actually pick up Neptune and hold him like a child.
Amazing.
Totally casually. Like,
The good fortune for you, Willow, in doing this is one, Neptune's very accepting of it, and two, you landed at night, so not as many people are gonna see this weirdness. Um,
And even so, rich people have some weird ass fucking pets.
Yes. Yes, but Dion's also just gonna consider the fact that even if it's late at night and rich people are eccentric and Hawaii is full of rich people, this is probably several packs of kindred arriving, and no pack of kindred is going to be without eccentricity, so it's going to stand out to some humans.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And he's really not a fan.
Izzy does stop short of stop short does not actively wear the symbol of the Sabbat like openly yet.
mhm.
Willow's unconcerned.
There is a
Oh god, the survival instincts of a fucking lemming.
Which is hilarious considering what he is.
I know.
the there is a very very nice SUV with very dark tinted windows that is waiting for all of you.
Pointedly take a middle seat and have Michael sit next to me.
Okay. Um,
Willow, you want to sit next to me?
Sure.
Yes, I get to pet Neptune.
Yeah, Neptune loves it.
mm-hmm. Notably, the driver exits the SUV, and Rose is the one that's actually going to be driving.
Hmm.
Interesting.
Hmm. Hmm.
Did the driver appear human? The brief glimpses we got?
Yeah.
To some degree, yeah.
Do they smell?
Probably a ghoul.
Yes and no.
Okay.
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 She will begin driving. And I am going to make a no, just kidding. She knows how to drive.
Hey, if she gets taken out, Michael will take over.
The drive is lengthier than it probably needed to be. But that's probably just Rose being careful, taking back roads and paths and back into more urban set areas before getting to a dock.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well then.
All right. They'll get out casual as ever. He's really fascinated with like the any wildlife he can get glimpses of.
Yeah. Izzy and Michael follow, keeping an eye out.
Alrighty. Yeah. Heightened sense is still up. Definitely trying to keep awareness up.
Okay.
Michael will specifically be keeping an eye out for anyone following.
All right. As she begins leading you to a particular destination toward the far end of one of these docks, Izzy, you have finances to your name. You you definitely can recognize like some of these vessels. You're like, that's nice, that's expensive, and that someone only uses that 2 times a year. Um,
Mm.
but the far end, much to Rose's whole aesthetic that you're noticing, is kind of this uh, darker colored and rose gold, like accented yacht. No, it is. It is not a small yacht. It is a 96-foot yacht. Um,
Damn.
Rose, have I ever told you I love your choice in vehicles?
no, because you and I haven't interacted very often.
Well, I do.
It's comfortable.
Hmm. Yeah.
Everything a fucking yacht. Okay.
Realize not as psyched because
This
yeah, he wants to be on the ground. Neptune's fine. He doesn't care. He doesn't know what's going on. He's still shaking off his Xanax.
No thoughts.
Amazing.
Only Carrie.
Amazing. Dion's just fully as stoic as a statue and has been since we got here.
Right. For a yacht of this size, and since some of you have never operated something like this, there is in fact a small crew on this yacht because that's the only way this is gonna work. It's not a large crew, it's a crew
Yay.
of 3. It's the skeletal amount. It can be done. And it looks like Rose has some background in it. This is definitely the bare minimum of like crew you can get away with. You're still straining it a little bit, but you can do it as long as you checked everything beforehand and everything is all good to go. The interior of this yacht is similar to the jet. Very, very, very immaculate and honestly perhaps too extra. Um, as it departs the dock with all of you on it. You begin heading to the island of Maui, away from Oahu. About half a mile away from Maui, right along the coastline where the reef areas are and such. Rose checks the GPS and the sonar graphs, and she appears very content and satisfied, and sits down in one of the seats. Well then, after this is all said and done, all of you are free to do what you like. But to avoid any sort of issue, we'll host guests here.
Excellent. I send Michael off to do a rundown of the ship so he knows exactly where we need to go to get the fuck out of here safely if shit goes down.
Mm-hmm.
where the lifeboats are, or whatever boats this ship has that we can
It has
commandeer?
it has at the stern, at its lower
Mhm.
level, there is, there is a Zodiac that you could take should you need it. Is it the most comfortable? No. Is it fast? Very much. Um,
Good.
However, there are the subtle
I
sounds of vessels approaching.
I would like to give a go to premonition on this. I do not like,
Okay.
and I only have one hunger because I didn't get hungry again. So I'm okay with. I got hungrier, but that's fine. And it is Auspex plus
It's because you're
Resolve.
starving.
Yeah.
Darling.
Auspex plus Resolve. Okay, let's make sure I have my
Izzy, baby girl. Big
5,
girl.
3. Okay.
At this point, Izzy will pull out a uh, throw the golden necklace with the Sabbat symbol on it.
Okay.
So stark against the blood red robes.
Okay, so that is 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 successes and no failures on my hunger dice, so that's good.
All right. 4 successes. Okay. 1 second. All right. Going through and trying to see ahead. There is a cacophony of noise that you can hear. It's on the ship, but it doesn't seem to be a chaotic mess of uh, danger. Rather, almost boisterous in some occasions. You hear the distinctive loud popping noise.
Like a champagne pop or something else.
Um, kind of like a champagne pop, yeah. There is the slight sound of classical music. A light hint of waves and pitter patter of rainfall. That's about it.
Hmm. He will be
Not concerning at all.
he will be careful to take note of when those sounds start to trigger in real life, I suppose is the best term.
Okay. The sound of approaching vessels are um they are They look like they're kind of yacht-like vessels as well. Not large ones. Rose's yacht dwarfs everyone else's by a sizable amount. Every other yacht-like vessel is about 27 feet, maybe a little bit more, but not more than that. And there are 3 of them. Different models, but of varying sizes and appearance. One of the crew members that Rose has stationed at the upper level of the yacht, as everyone else is kind of tethering their vessels to this ship. One of the crew members has a very distinctly large rifle. Looks like it probably doesn't look like it's a automatic. It probably fires at a semi-auto pace. But it's a... This will probably, even a chest shot is, or a torso shot is more than likely going to send any average kindred into a state of torpor of some kind.
Anti-tank rifle?
Kind of.
Great.
Kind of. Kind of like the it looks very similar to the... Yeah, it looks very similar to the Interceptor anti-tank rifle if it was a semi-auto. So this thing probably has about 6 rounds in it.
Mental note, Michael, if shit goes down, we need to collect that before we leave.
I think they'll have a death grip on it, even in death. I would.
We'll see.
I'm keeping.
Take the hands
I'm
off.
I'm going the classic method of choosing a place to sit that's out of the way but gives me a view of all exits and entrances.
Okay. There's
And
really
no
only
way for someone
2
to sneak up
entrances
the
and
back.
exits. There's the one from the main deck into the lower cabin, which all of you will be at, and as well as the other position where you can access the Zodiac launch bay, essentially. Those are your 2 exits.
He'll stay closer to the launch bay. But
I think
They-
Willow's gonna kind of hang out with Rose, unless he ever gets the inkling that he wants her, she wants him off.
No?
Cool.
Are these tables rectangular? Or are they weird?
They're... It's a high-class yacht. They're fucking weird. It's...
Rectangle or weird are the 2 options.
It is slightly rectangular, but it's one of those kind of almost bar-like tables that's rectangular but kind of has that curve to it.
Okay. Izzy will attempt to take whatever closest resembles the head of the table towards the launch bay.
Okay.
Michael right behind him.
Rose will just raise her eye to that, but not say anything.
Rose just gets a smile in reply. This Izzy's very excited for this meeting.
Okay. as Rose takes a seat patiently, and just waits, as all of you do, as you wait for a long, long beat and breath before descending down from the main deck area are 7 figures. And that is where we will end this session as we begin the penultimate to the season 1 finale.
Ooh.
Nice.
So fucking excited.